So yeah, welcome to a video where I will be kind of talking about a bunch of movies that I've enjoyed recently. Some new movies that have come out that I really like and I want to tell you guys about. So here we go. So CODA is a movie. If you don't know what CODA means, it means Child of Deaf Adults. And this is a movie about a kid or a young teenager. She's like a senior or whatever. And she's the only speaking person in her entire family because they're all deaf. And so she works on the boat, and she's the one that communicates to everyone if they ask questions and stuff. She can translate and all that. And this is a really well directed, super well acted, super well written movie that was like really well paced, a solid 1 hour and like 50 minutes of really good comedy drama. It's like you wouldn't expect a movie about deaf people to be like a comedy, but it was. There's some hilarious jokes in this because of the concept of like having deaf people. There, I guess, in a way, there's a lot of jokes that can come out of that, even though that sounds really bad, but it's true. And so, what makes this movie interesting is the fact that like she decides to, or she's interested in her musical career or in her singing career, but her parents literally have no idea what that is like. And so now she has to deal with this thing like, should she pursue that or should she stay and help with her family because they're all deaf? And so that brings some drama into the family. There are some moments in this movie that were like, ooh, oh dang, it's like this movie is like the peanut butter falcon of 2021. And like it definitely has like cliche moments toward the end, but like they were still so well executed that you can't hate the movie because they were so well done and you feel so happy at the end. You're just like, that was good. I'm super satisfied with that. And that's how I felt. I felt like I had a great time with this movie. But this is a great one. Watch this. I give it an 8.7 out of 10. I also watched Shang Chi. It is the first movie of the first actual Phase 4 movie because I don't count whatever Black Widow was. That was, oh gosh. Anyways, this is a movie that's directed by one of the guys that made or directed by the guy that made Just Mercy and Short Term 12, which is a really really fantastic movie. Um, and he made this movie, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. This is like a classic. People are saying it's like a breath of fresh air, and it honestly it really is, at least in my opinion. I really enjoyed all the characters in this movie. It's a really creative movie. It's very action packed. It's like actually like good action. And like the main focus of the movie is like the father son relationship. You have the father who is like dealing with this loss, and then the son trying to convince him, trying to get him over it. And it's a really sad thing, but it's also really interesting at the same time. The inclusion, there's some characters that they included in this movie that some people might find distracting, but I found to be really uh, entertaining. Because once again, this is a Marvel movie. You're supposed to have fun. Simu Liu, the guy who the main guy. It's hilarious to think that he started out in stock photos, and now here he is in a Marvel movie. It's like, what the heck? How did you? Really entertaining. Definitely worth even going to the theater to watch it, to check it out. Definitely one of the better Marvel movies that have come out in the past. I mean, it's better than Far From Home in my opinion. Better than, actually, I don't know about that. It's better. It's better than a lot of the recent Marvel movies that have been released, or even Marvel TV shows. And it's definitely like these new characters are definitely something to look forward to, and like what they're gonna do when they cross over. And because of that, I'm gonna give this movie an 8.2 out of 10. Really solid movie. Definitely check it out. Another movie I watched recently is Free Guy, which is a new movie that has the writers of Deadpool. And it's about a video game world where one character in the video game, for some reason, just gains consciousness. And so you have like these developers who are like trying to figure out what the heck just happened. And then they have the big boss guy who's like the villain who's like trying to do bad stuff. And anyway, this is like wasn't a bad movie at all. This movie Free Guy, but it's like a classic like comedy, entertaining movie that we just haven't had or seen in a while. And it's just like you just sit back, sort of turn off your brain in a way. It's more entertainment than anything. There's like definitely like heartfelt moments toward the end. It was pretty great. I mean, Ryan Reynolds definitely like carries the entire movie. He's hilarious as usual. He's really entertaining. He's really funny in this. And most of the jokes landed. I think it was maybe like 70-30 or 60-40 the jokes landed, which is, I mean, that's still good. That's still like most of the jokes landed. And it's like honestly just a great movie to watch with your family. It was cool how they included the artificial intelligence element as well. Like they sprinkled a little bit of that um, sort of thing, and I was like, that's kind of that's kind of interesting actually. A video game character that comes to life. How this is like what the heck? That's so cool. And it's like not really a forgettable film. Like I think back to it, I'm like, that was good. That was a good, entertaining, fun time movie that anyone could watch and enjoy. And I give it a 6.7 out of 10. Another movie I watched, which you guys probably know nothing about, is called Annette. Annette. This was an interesting movie. Very, very interesting movie that I have no idea if I can even recommend from how weird the movie is. The premise is that it's a comedian, Adam Driver, who falls in love with an opera singer, and then they have a kid who is I guess that's a spoiler. Never mind. This is a really weird movie. It's from a French director, Leo Carax. I don't I don't know. What he did here in this movie is very unconventional and very ambitious, for the most proper term, meaning he tried really hard to. He made a movie that's so weird and so different that it seems a little bit distracting, the elements that he decides to go with. This movie's like about love and abuse and child exploitation. And it's like a comedy as well, which is like really weird for some reason. And I'm not sure how effective the direction of this movie was, because the songs, when they're singing, a lot of times they're just spewing like exposition. They just feel a certain way and they just sing it like a million times for like 5 minutes. And you're like, I get the point. You don't have to sing it. But then other times one guy is singing, but he like actually like explains how he feels in his heart, and it's like, oh dang, I feel really emotional here. And there was a lot of great moments like that, especially with what's his name, Simon Helberg from The Big Bang Theory, which is like, I was like, where did I see this guy? Literally The Big Bang Theory. That's so random. Anyways, he just knocks it out of the park with his acting skills. Every single person here, and the focus is definitely about child exploitation. This movie kind of explores that in an interesting way. And I feel like if it wasn't a musical, because by the way, this is a musical for some reason. If it wasn't a musical, maybe this movie would be better. Just because the musical aspect adds a lot of time that I don't know how well it needed to be there. But I mean, overall, this is a really interesting movie. Once again, ambitious. That when you watch it, you might think about it for sure. This is definitely not an unforgettable movie. I also don't know what this movie or who this movie is targeted at. I mean, I would say it's targeted at people who like weird wood baby movies with classical music as the musical premise. I don't know. This is a weird one, but I still really enjoyed it and still extracted something out of it, which is why I'm giving it a 7.3 out of 10, but definitely a weird movie that I probably won't recommend. It's not weird in the way you think, it's just odd. Anyways, that's it. These are some of the movies that I've been thinking about for the past few days or past few weeks. These are some of my favorite movies that I've seen recently. Some of the recent best new movies that have come out. And definitely check out some of these. Free Guy, Shang Chi, CODA. Watch all these. I don't know about Annette, but it's still good. But check out these movies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll include things to skip through and anything, but yeah.